again for joining us for that fantastic run. I have been Grace, or Animated Elf. I am going to be turning it over to Crunchy Brown, who's going to be taking care of you guys for the next few runs. All right, take it away, Crunchy.
Thank you so much. That was a great race, guys. I don't know if you guys were checking that out. I love me some Final Fantasy. That was a great race. And big shout outs to Breach for coming in. Just 1 second underestimate. That is truly an SDAT moment right there. Big shout out to Silent Hero as well. You guys killed it. Amazing. And the biggest of shout outs to Animated Elf for gracing us with her amazing singing voice. That was amazing, guys. I am Crunchy Brown, and I'm going to be your host for the next couple of runs here. We're going to have a good time. You know me. I'm all about popping off, having a good time, supporting the children. That's why we're here. Shuli, thank you very much. I worked real hard on that one. I'm not going to lie. You should have seen me. I've been scribbling things down just to keep you guys entertained. Now I'm looking at this. We're at 37:30. Super proud of you guys. You know, we couldn't have done it without you. Big shout outs to everybody who's contributed so far. However, CJ told me that if we don't hit 3,800 by the end of my shift, I'm fired. So, you know, you hate to see it happen. Make sure you donate for Crunchy Brown's well-being, but more importantly, for the children. We are here for Save the Children, the global leaders in child health, education, and protection, working in over 100 countries to change the lives of over 100 million children every year. So you know that every dollar you contribute counts. I see you, Clock District. I see you, and you know what? You're not wrong, but I'm here so that you can go get some sleep. We're gonna just kind of speed on over into this one, guys. You know, we got a little some messages from our sponsors here, and then we'll be hopping right into Spider-Man 2 by Slyfincleton. Can't wait to see this. Any percent run. Shouldn't be too long. We'll be back.
వారంలో ఎలా అనిపిస్తుంది కదా చాలా చదువుతాను
చాలా అంటే
చెప్పలేను సార్
అని ముందుకు సాగాడు. నేను పని కంటే రాను, నేను చదువులోనే ఉంటాను అని చెప్పాడు. పనికి రానని.
ఆలస్యంతో నిద్ర టీచర్ చెప్పిన పాఠాల గురించి నాకు మధ్య మధ్యలో అవి గుర్తించుకోవడానికి మేల్కొనే ఉంటాను. చదువుకొని మంచి డాక్టర్ అవ్వాలి. నా గురించి నేను గొప్పలు చెప్పుకోను సార్. నేను చాలా మౌనంగా ఉంటాను. ఏదైనా చెప్పమన్నప్పుడు బాగా దిట్టగా ఉంటాను సార్. మా టీచర్ దగ్గర గ్రేట్ అని అనిపించుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నాను.
1 sec.
All right, okay, hold on. No, it's not that there's no audio. Quo kind of dropped the ball on this, so I'm going to call him out on it.
Okay.
Anyways, people,
good?
are you ready for Spider-Man 2, Any Percent, by Slyfincleton, the legend himself? Give it up. Let's go. Let's get it on.
Okay, we're good. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Spider-Man 2. This game is absurd all the way through. I'm just going to get right into it. I do believe the file name chosen was Uncle Ben. We'll go ahead and type that in. I can remember where all the letters are.
That's right, yeah. Uncle Ben did have a major lead here with $60.
Oh, that's not right. Uncle and Ben. I swear.
And it's all one word.
Yep. All right, we got it. So, timer will start in 3, 2, 1, go. So, anybody who's seen this game before knows that the movement is insane. And I'm probably going to be spending the first just bit of the run talking about it. But first we gotta skip the tutorial. So the game's divided into chapters, like this. Right now we're at chapter 1. Chapter 1 and 2 are tutorials. I'm not about that. I know how to play the game, so we're just gonna skip that. Just like that, we're already into chapter 3 out of 15. And we're getting into the first real bit of movement. And movement of this game is swings and boosts. That's pretty much it. Every swing comes with it a boost, if I time it right, which will give me large increase in speed. And I'm just trying to maximize the amount of time that I'm spending boosting, which also means more swings, more better.
I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot all about it. I can't believe
That's
I'm
pretty much the
running
gist
so
of it.
late.
It is complicated enough that a human being cannot do it perfectly. So that means that there's a lot of times where I'm going to have to be improving.
Sorry, Dr. Connor.
But we've already gotten into the second big part of the game, which is the combat. The combat, in comparison to the swings, is much simpler but snappier and arguably, I wouldn't say more varied is the word, but throughout the run, each bit of combat kind of has its own rules and setups that I'm going to be going for. So that one was pretty simple. All I'm doing is spamming the aerial combo into a spinning kick to take them out, because these thugs do not have very much health. But we met up with Dr. Connors, apologized for not showing up to class on time, and now we are going to the pizza parlor. And this is the part of the run where I might have to disappoint some people, because we are going to the pizza parlor. We're not staying. The game does not make you do any pizza missions for any percent. It does make you visit the pizza parlor to make sure that you know that it's there and that the pizza missions are available, but as far as for our goals here, which are to get enough hero points and complete the story mission to progress to the next chapter, the pizza parlor is just not gonna cut it as far as point efficiency. On that topic, as we move on, say goodbye. On that topic, right now Bruce Campbell is talking in the background about hero points, and I'm going to be collecting throughout the run a lot of these secret tokens and, you know, other various types of tokens to get these points as quickly as possible. There's another one. And I'm going to be grabbing one more on my way to meet up with Mary Jane and Harry here. Which is represented by that blue dot there. And then one more right after. And throughout the early game especially, there's going to be a lot of these. I forget exactly how many, but I'm always surprised at the number of tokens that we grab. And the reason that we grab them is because they are just, for the most part, there are some exceptions that we can talk about later, that is the best way to get these points as quickly as possible. So right now, I'm going to swing through here, touch this change icon, which is then going to trigger another combat section in the art gallery up here. It's pretty difficult to hit swing through the gap between these two buildings here. And then these enemies, I'm going to be using a different combo here. starting with the spinning kick and then 1 aerial punch. If I double tap, I will accidentally do 2. This guy is stubborn. And then fall to the ground for a ground combo to take them out. And I'm doing these kind of mix and match combos because right now I don't have access to very many tools to take out enemies. By the end of the run, I will have a 4-hit aerial combo, but right now I only have 2, which does not do a lot of damage in the air if you repeat it, so it's better to just fall to the ground and then take these out. And now we are moving into the first cat chase. There are a few of these throughout the runs, but the first one is the only one that is a true auto-scroller. So because of that, I'm going to be stopping through the shop. That's the only real notable thing, is I'm going to be diverging a little bit from the path to stop the shop. But other than that, there's not too much interesting going on here other than keeping up with Cat. So if we have any donations, now might be the time.
We do from just a little bit previously here. So it's from Cece, donated $5 saying, here's another $5 for coming in underestimate. Great run, Chris and Breach. That is the only donation that we've had so far. However, I do have a question for you. Is there a reason you run this on Xbox specifically?
Not my style.
That is a good, yeah. Xbox is the best version, just straight up. It looks better. The textures are higher quality. There are certain effects, like when I punch, there's kind of ghosting frames on it. But for the speedrun, it is a little bit faster on load times. But I originally switched from GameCube because I like the controller better.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm
Free to slow down.
as Cat is catching up, I'm kind of preemptively going to the points where she would normally wait for you, and then when she gets there, I'm going to be making sure I'm moving, because it kind of checks to see if you're close and moving before she moves on, and that way I'm not wasting any frames. As soon as we get up here, the chase will end. As soon as Cat does, rather. And I am playing on Xbox 360 using the Xbox version.
Can you play this on Xbox One?
Tight leather.
I can't remember if like they do, like, would it be faster at all, or
No,
would
it does
matter?
not. It does not work on any of the newer Xboxes.
Gotcha.
Who's with that
But
girl? Who was she?
we're done here with Chapter 3 now after that cat chase, and that's the last time there's any future cat chases. I will describe how they work differently than that one, which is just kind of a set time.
Next time you have a chance, visit the store and check out what they've got.
But to start here, I'm going into the Daily Bugle because, fortunately, it ends you right next to where you need to go to start off Chapter 4 here. And most of the time in the Daily Bugle, I'm just going to be walking, talking, and then leaving.
Hi,
Here's a couple cutscenes to skip, and I'm out. But basically, we have to now help out Robbie and maybe earn some extra rent money by taking some pictures of the Empire State Building, which is one of my favorite portions of the game. The movement here is very unorthodox. Example, starting out swinging around to barely hit that corner, and then immediately swinging up into a wall sprint. I'm going to jump out of it and try to do a couple swings to get up. Get quite high enough, so I'm going to crawl. And then this is the only point in the game where I like to use a crawling sprint jump to get up the height. Normally I would wall sprint, but getting a wall sprint started from that specific position is a little strange. After I get up here, do a quick wall sprint jump into like a super specific swing to try to get around here. And then very tricky wall sprint jump up here. Climb up, make sure to grab this token. I do need those 50 hero points. That's how tight the point routing is here. Doing what you saw there is a glide when Spider-Man kind of reaches up for the swing and then misses the swing. You get a small speed boost and you retain your speed more. That's an exploit of sorts, like to call gliding. There's going to be a few points throughout the run where I'm going to be missing swings on purpose by setting up the angle that I'm looking for to try to set up gliding. One one of the things that has gotten more developed recently is setups for uses of things like this. But with that done, we're going into the first boss fight of the run, which is Rhino. And during this, this is going to be the exclusive use of a technique called slide cancel kicks. We're going to set him up near the wall when he's vulnerable and kick him. And out of my kick, I'm tapping up on my control stick to slide against the wall, which cancels the kick animation. And then I can go straight into another kick. With this way, you can actually do several of these spinning kicks a second if you're good. One of my personal favorite techniques. And just like that, Rhino just got destroyed. So we're moving on. It's taking a quick stop by the bar, you know, check out the drink, and more importantly, the hideout token to get some more hero points, along with another secret token here to get enough points to progress to Chapter 5.
Why was he just hanging upside down after you beat him up?
We webbed him up. He's done.
Oh,
I
thought it was a glitch. I was like, that's so weird.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the police to find him. And yeah, I'm starting here by swinging down to Dr. Octavius's lab to meet up with him. It's nothing special. I'm sure this Dr. Octavius is a good guy. And I've forgotten to get a secret token on the way there, but it's fine. I'll get it on the way back. Doesn't really matter. But Chapter 5 is pretty much just all movement and points getting, and we actually need a ton of points to the point where secret tokens and other various tokens aren't really going to cut it for time. Fortunately, there's like a really good way to get bulk amounts of points. There's that token. And that's through the races of the game. Throughout the map, there are all these blue icons that you can touch to get to activate challenge races, and those give a ton of points. So I'm gonna be swinging up here, try to get like a really specific swing here off this building to wall sprint and get me the height I need to get here. Yeah, there's a few of these throughout the run, but as you'll see at the end, they give a ton of points, which will be enough to get me to Chapter 6. Swing here and go for a glide there. I got it. That one doesn't really matter that much. And then swing, jump up, wall sprint, jump. Right to the edge of the icon I need to hit. I don't actually remember how many points this gives. 1,700 compared to 250 for token. Where I'm actually already in the next chapter, but before it stops me to start it, I've already gotten one of the objectives for it, which is that these, they call them beginner camera tokens, but there's no other point in the game where you have to get these, so I don't actually know, I don't know, it's some cut content or something. Going for the gamer jump here, as we call it, I failed, but I went for it, which is that specific jump between those two buildings. And then, before getting the last token, I'm going to stop by Mary Jane's house.
Peter.
So does getting these tokens actually give you anything? Since you
said it lets you progress with the game.
Oh, so that's literally... Okay, alright. You have to get
Bruce
them.
Campbell, the narrator, just stops you and he's like, yo, please get the tokens. And that's the only justification. They don't have, like, any abstraction for, like, what they actually represent. Just get the tokens, please. Alright, we can move on with the game now. It's very strange. I'm pretty sure there was meant to be more of these, but there was some cut content in this game, so I'm imagining those were also cut. But once I've gotten the last one, we're into the second Black Cat chase, which lets me talk about how this is different from the first one, and all future ones will be like this as well. And that's that there's rubber banding in this one. The closer that I stick to Cat, the faster she'll move, which might make you question why I'm automatically jumping away from her, and the reason for that is to get this secret token down here, because I still need a ton of points during this Cat chase. But I'm going to be sticking close to her, I'm going to stop by the shop, and other than that, there's not too much going on.
That's fair. Perfect time to mention that we have hit $3,750, meaning JR by CJ a kazoo. Quite the milestone we've hit here. And if you guys just donate another $50, that means CJ won't fire me. Remember, if we hit $3,800 by the end of my shift, I don't get fired.
The
That means I
job
get
is
to come
on the
back.
line. It's
Exactly. More importantly, the money goes to the children. But, you know, try to keep Crunchy Brown around.
time. Yeah. Another stopping point here. But yeah, for the rest of the time, I'm just following Cat through here.
Night for a little city, isn't it?
And
I don't
occasionally
get it.
she'll
Last time
talk
you were in high
about
school,
how
but
I'm
now you're
slow
friendly.
if I go
Make up your
ahead. So
mind.
that's another nice point of being able to stick so close to her, is that she won't make fun of me for being slow when I'm ahead of her in the race. Okay, one more. There are a couple more tokens here. I honestly sometimes forget about these because they're just so automatic to me at this point. But another one here, I go a bit ahead, and then the end point of the race is right here. As soon as she makes it up, will bring us into
Black cat,
into chapter
huh?
7. And chapter 7 is pretty notorious for being a run killer and a noob killer. This is the Quentin Beck chapter, where our soon-to-be Mysterio friend shows up. Go for a little glide there to get me closer,
Black
jump
cat
in.
seems okay. Maybe a little bit of an
Yeah,
attitude,
once I get in, we're going to be as soon as possible heading to believe to go to the arena to meet up with Beck, who has challenged us publicly
So Quentin
in an
Beck's
arena
gonna
that
prove
he's
I'm
set
a
up
huh? This
to prove that we have superpowers. And I don't know why we're agreeing, but whatever. And the first one starts with these
Ready,
pits.
Spider-Man?
So there are going to be a certain number of prisoners that spawn. There are 3 rounds. A round ends when all of these prisoners are in pits, which is why I'm throwing them into the red pits instead of the green ones, because it doesn't. As long as I win, it doesn't matter how many points specifically I get. So I'm actually just kind of rushing this as much as possible.
I don't know about your effects.
Never seen that one before. Oh, where's the last guy? Oh, and sometimes if I'm too
That
slow,
moment.
Mysterio will grab the guy, and then I have to wait for him.
And we just got a $20 donation from Crunchy Brown saying, "Shut up, Clock District, less than 3."
I am behind in points going to the second round. If I play my cards right, that shouldn't matter. This is kind of a bad spawn, even though it's right here with the green hit, because now all of these ones that I'm throwing in aren't going to matter. Hopefully I can make up for that in round 3. I am doing okay right now. Just to make sure I don't lose.
You did they?
Third round, I'm going to be spawning in the pit because I was above it when the cutscene started.
This is like the greatest minigame ever. You're just chucking people into a hole.
Believe it or not, this is actually really hard to do well. This is the hard part of this chapter. Like, it's weird because for new players, this is usually the easy part, and the part that follows is what's hard.
Is it the physics that make it like
It's
wonky?
just like, oh, I got destroyed. I'm gonna have to do an extra round. That's unfortunate.
You know, if the cool kids beat you up in
So because of bad spawning and me not paying as much attention as I maybe should have, here's a fun glitch on top of it. There is a tie game, so I'm gonna have to do a tie round. Oh wait, hang on.
I can't believe I volunteered.
Because of a glitch where this guy didn't count, I managed to get him out of the pit. So now I can win. That's what you like to call mid-run improvisation.
Let's go. Beautiful. It was all according to plan.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an intentional set. Anyways, I'm gonna stop with that joke. This is the real cool part. I'm starting off with this race. I can get shot at any time, and I'm doing a bunch of really specific movements to try to get through in one cycle. I was not supposed to get shot there. We're good. As long as I make it through the next one without getting shot. Yep. And this is what separates the big boys from the slightly smaller boys, is being able to get through that in one cycle,
Even the audience isn't real. Beck is
which
the
I'm
real
pretty
phony
happy I
hero.
got here. But we are officially done with Beck for now. He'll show up later, not too long from now. And all that's left for Chapter 7 is to get some more hero points, which I'm going to do with one of the shortest races in the game. Conveniently located not only near the arena, but on the way to where I'm going to need to go in the next chapter. Be wall sprinting up here, trying to get through in less than 5 seconds, no issue. And then I'm going to immediately web zip out of it to get my momentum going this way, and swinging downtown towards the next objective. And at the start of Chapter 8 here, I do need to go visit the shop. Setting up a glide here, and then kind of dipping into this street here. Gotta go another block here. And then dip into the shop to buy a swing speed upgrade, and then some combat things, which is going to give me the 4-hit air combo and the hero punch, which are pretty much going to be all the combat tools I need for the rest of the run. I have enough hero points and we're far enough in the game that it lets me buy them. So there are going to be a couple more shop trips, but I'm good on combat for now. We've stopped by Doc Ock's lab. He showed us the machine. Great machine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen next time we go there. And then I'm swinging back through here, waiting for Spider-Man to realize he's late for something.
Oh no. Mary Jane's play.
Yep, Mary Jane's play. Up here. Fortunately, I was conveniently already headed that way. And there's a trigger up here for the cutscene. I don't actually need to go all the way over there. I just need to get within 50 units of the trigger, which will then trigger an interruption where there are some people, I don't know, burning a jewelry store? I don't actually know what the motive is here. They have a sniper up here, gonna start with taking him out, and then I'm going to be using those 4-hit air combos and swing out of them to immediately go into another one on the next guy. Sometimes there's some stragglers like this, and I have to be creative when finishing them off. That brings me into Sniper Truck, which is a little bit nerve-wracking for me in particular. Starting off, the sniper can shoot the truck to damage it if he's feeling nice. He was not feeling nice, that's unfortunate. But the truck, if the sniper tries to shoot me and it hits the truck, it will damage it. And then coming up here, I'm going to be moving very slowly to enter the cutscene trigger up here, because if I don't, it crashes. I have a safety save just in case, but we're really hoping that it doesn't. We're good. That is what that strat goes. It seems like if you don't swing or web zip into that cutscene trigger, it pretty much never crashes. So very happy about that. And then we're into the next Black Cat chase, where I'm going to again, pretty much just be following her. This is one of the, for the most part, the lesser interesting ones. There is one thing to talk about coming up soon, but...
How many of these sections is there?
How far is this place?
A couple more.
Why are you always chasing her? What is going on?
Let's see, the first time she was at the art gallery where we beat up those art thugs, and we thought it was with her. The second time she was robbing a jewelry store, I think. I don't remember why this time. And then after that, she eventually becomes sort of an ally of ours and shows us where Shocker is. But right here, she stops and talks to Mock like, I can't believe you're so slow. But you notice she didn't actually do that because I opened up the map and closed it immediately, which skips her dialogue, and I don't know why.
Does that save time?
Yeah, it saves 3 or 4 seconds of her being like, oh, you're finally here, even though I was chilling with her that whole time. And I'm going to do it one more here. This only saves time if I'm fast with my movement afterwards. Because the trigger to end the cat chase is actually active right up here. So I'm basically getting her to move ahead so that I can get close enough to that trigger to activate it. Brings us into this alley fight. The gravity, I think the inclusion of Black Cat somehow breaks the gravity on this fight because it's very floaty. So I can't use that same trick of swinging between the thugs as much. I'm going to go for it here, but yeah, I went way further than I meant to.
All right, fellas.
And it kind of also breaks the homing attacks on the hits, so getting these aerial combos on these thugs is way harder than it looks for some reason here. And I'm just generally going to be jumping and then canceling the jump into an aerial trick, which then lets me start the combo early, because otherwise I would jump way too high and the aerial combo would not come out easily. Fortunately, that went pretty well. And then I'm moving towards the Daily Bugle. Eventually, at some point in here, the game's going to remember that it needs to progress to the next chapter, because I've completed everything for Chapter 8. But this is some of the trickiest movement here. I have to kind of go diagonal. I'm going to be setting up... I wasn't going to go for a glide there, but got interrupted by the start of Chapter 9, which is the longest chapter. And again, go to the Daily Bugle and then immediately leave is kind of the name of the game. Listening for a sound cue to make sure I don't soft lock, which can happen.
This should be a safe spot.
Hi, Pete.
And guys, I just want to mention we are $32.33 away from hitting the Crash Bandicoot NST Animal Showcase, which I really want to see as someone who works in the veterinary industry. I got to see this. I have no idea what it is, but it's got animals in it. Yeah. Everybody loves animals. Come on, guys, get those dollars.
They could be showcased for you.
Absolutely. Just you, the people in chat.
Anyways, I'm stopping by the shop here on the way to a theater to take pictures for the Daily Bugle and picking up the next swing speed upgrade. Totally worth stopping. Just going to be moving a little bit faster throughout the rest of the run because of that. And I also think the game makes you get it, but I would get it anyways. Bring at an angle here, get into here. It's going to load in and kind of pop me down, and then straight into the door, where things aren't great here. It's on fire for one, and there are alien robots. So my goal here is to take care of all these alien robots and rescue all the guys at once. Sometimes this takes some improvisation. This is one of my personal favorite parts of the run, because you can always be fast, but sometimes you have to do things a little bit out of order, and that it's all on me to react in time. So for example, normally I would be taking out this guy earlier, but I saw him moving away from me when I approached, so I got the guy next to him instead. Now that's the ones at the front. This guy just likes to chill out by the wall, I don't know why. Hoping this guy would be closer. Great robots. Grab this guy. I'm going to be jumping and swinging, trying to get a clean arc up onto the theater to set these guys free. If I don't, yeah, sometimes this happens, and then I get to do some cool movement here to barely make it on. Kind of glad that happened at least once, but I wasn't hoping it would happen again. That's on me for not setting that up right. It's pretty good theater. And for some reason this cutscene can't be skipped. I don't know why. There's like 2 cutscenes that can't be skipped, and they're both in this chapter.
And everything else is skippable in the game?
Yes, everything else. Which I guess I do, when I skip cutscenes, I'm actually mashing both start and A, because both of them count for skipping, and I'm trying to like hit every frame possible. Even with that, I feel like I'm gonna hurt my hands doing it eventually, but for now it seems worth. Go for a specific glide here. Swing off the tree, another glide off that. Oop, I missed the glide, but I got a good enough swing that it didn't matter. And then here I skipped the cutscene trigger. You might notice I've actually passed the point it wants me to be. And I'm actually going to be intentionally falling in the water to wash up on the Statue of Liberty, where I can then hit the trigger to progress the game a little bit more. And this is the casual killer. Anybody who's played this game all the way through remembers this part, because it doesn't really explain how the orbs work. So you have to destroy these orbs, but anytime you attack and you're within like 30 feet of them, you see I just kind of get sucked into the orb. So you don't actually have to like set up your swings to kind of fling you directly into them. You just need to be close enough to the radius of the orb at all, and it'll just, as long as you keep mashing attack, it'll pull you in and you can take out the orb really easily like that. And I'm just kind of cycling through them. taking them out like that. And that turns what for a first-time player might be a half hour of frustration into like 30 seconds. And here, just take out the brain. Does not have very much health. Just a air combo and a half to take it out. And then I'm moving on. Somehow Spider-Man figured out where Mysterio's hideout is. I don't remember how, but we're going there. This movement is...
I just want to point out the brain had like the greatest health icon of all time.
Oh yeah, that's
like a brain with like very worried eyeballs on it.
That's become one of my favorite. Back when I streamed on Twitch instead of YouTube, that was one of my Twitch emotes.
I was gonna say it would make a great emote.
Yeah, all the health bar icons are pretty good. Yeah, I'm going through here, trying to set up to swing directly into the window. Climb in. No problems. Here's the other unskippable cutscene. Fortunately, it's very short.
Hidden fortress looks just like an apartment.
Here we go. Uppercut the bookshelf for good luck. And we're fighting clowns, because this is just at the basement. I don't know how Mysterio set this up with his landlord, but in the basement of the apartment building, he's just kind of got this fun house set up. And actually successfully clip into the door to activate that cutscene a couple seconds early. And then more clown combat, which is going to be me kind of opening up with a hero punch, doing a couple spinning kicks in the air, and then waiting for them to attack me so that I can counterattack. Sometimes they like to do that and just fly all over the place. So this fight can be a little bit chaotic.
This guy's rent has got to be through the roof. And we just got a big raid from Orcris. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Nice. I think the first bit of health I get in the run, which doesn't even... It's the only health drop in the game that doesn't fill my health bar all the way. Just gives me a third of health, probably as like a taunt. But now I'm into mirrors, which is like I'm very specifically jumping. Ooh, didn't charge my jump enough. Sometimes that can happen. And I'm running away from these mirror Spider-Men that are trying to yank me away from the mirrors. Fortunately, that went pretty well. But if you get caught by those Spider-Men, if you go a little bit slow, sometimes that just turns into an all-out jank fight. So thankfully, that went well. And now I'm standing a little bit away from this window before the cutscene activates. I'm going to jump out, slide off the wall far enough to fall below a cutscene trigger, and then wall jump off the wall at a precise spot to hit it again, which for some reason skips the game waiting for Spider-Man to finish talking before activating Chapter 10, which is really important in this instance because I need to use this race right here. And you can't do that while you're considered in a mission. So that's one of the more important things to hit. It saves like probably 15 seconds, even though it doesn't even really look like anything. And here we're into the next race, which I like to call the jump and web zip race, because that's all you do. Just jump and web zip, and sometimes you do that at different timings. I'm gonna go for a no-look jump here. That's kind of a slight meme, is making that jump without centering the camera, because if you miss that jump, you're in a really weird spot.
Dr. Octavius's demonstration will be
And just like that, we're already into Chapter 10, where Dr. Octavius has a demonstration going on where absolutely nothing bad will happen. And swinging kind of a weird path through these buildings, and eventually I'm going to have to swing through Central Park, which can be kind of a mess. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to start my entrance by going for a glide here to avoid the swinging on these trees as much as possible. And from there, kind of going in the kind of relative clearest path here. That went really well. The wall
Do you go
jump.
faster as you're like nearing the ground? Because I feel like you were just flying.
You go faster when you... Oops.
I have to hurry. The containment
I will explain that in a second.
Yeah,
For now, I've got these
power terminals until the
these switches I've got to break, which is basically just a matter of knowing the pattern and jumping at the right time. But yes, you kind of go faster when moving downwards, because height, you can think of height as like a resource that you can burn to go faster. So like I'm up in the air now, so I can do a lot of fast swings, which kind of naturally take me in a downwards direction, but eventually I'm going to have to swing up to get that height back and then spend it to go fast again, if that makes sense.
Yeah, gotcha.
Here I'm landing in the middle of the street. I want to be on the ground when this cutscene activates because the robots will see me on the ground and then head down there so that I don't have to spend a lot of time jumping up to them. This is the best robot placement, so I'm going to be jumping around. I've got to swing in so that I don't have to touch the ground and then jump again to get the next combo. But overall, those went pretty fast. Specific jump here. Jump. And the jump isn't quite enough to make it into the trigger, so I have to do like the teeniest, tiniest little swing possible to make it. And we saw that Dr. Connors got beat up for... Fun fact, the lizard was going to be in this game, and he got cut. But the cutscene where it kind of sets him up becoming that is still in the game. So that was what happened there. Just show up in
So there's a cutscene for him, and then he's just not in the game?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't show him becoming the lizard, but it shows him, like, getting beat up, and, like, it's, like, kind of set up for character development for him. Which they do kind of build on in the next game, at least.
Okay. That's good.
But, I mean, the level that they cut was a sewer level, so maybe it wasn't so bad. Anyways, we're going through here to the Daily Bugle. Jump in. To supposedly get some leads on Dr. Octavius.
Hi, Betty.
You find out that, yeah, he did some bad stuff. He's now Doc Ock officially.
Is it my fault?
But that is the end of Chapter 10, so swing in here. We're supposed to meet up at the bank with Aunt May where nothing bad will happen. Yet again, it's a common theme. Go into Chapter 11, and the bank fight is in particular one of the stressful might be the word, but it's like I really have to react well and hope that things go well for me here, because once I'm in the fight with the bank, it can go from great to bad in like a second. I'm pretty much going to be jumping forward at the beginning of the fight, and then based on what he does, while I'm in the air, by the time I hit the ground, I'm going to be trying to react to that and go, like, kind of flowchart him through to kill him fast. And we'll know pretty quick if this goes bad.
Stop right there, Doctor.
Rosie.
Please don't make me fight.
Oh, yeah, he
Before
got
we
me.
get in there, I just want to say we got a $10 donation from Spicy saying, I heard animals. Which brings us even closer, people. That means we're only about $23 off. So make it happen, please.
A mile away, you can even do different, more damaging moves.
Okay, decent backup. I had to use some of my spider reflexes bar. You can see the blue bar below my health. One, it gives you slow motion in slow motion moves, but more importantly, when it's full, even when you're not in slow motion, you do about a third more damage. So because of that, I'm going to have to be doing a couple extra aerial combos to these thugs to kill them until it's full. So now it's full, so I'm doing max damage again. And that's why that backup strat isn't great to use. One, it's a little bit slower than the quick kill, which I would have liked to have gotten. And two, it makes the fight after it even slower. But we don't even have time to talk about that because we're into 2 token here. I'm going to be, while the helicopter is fleeing with Aunt May, I'm going to be attempting, using the help of some slow motion, to grab 2 secret tokens to get the hero points that I need before it gets away, which I managed to do. That is a pretty stressful part. And that means that I don't have to, after this mission, grab more tokens. I don't have to, like, stop and find some hideouts or secret tokens to grab. So that is quite nice to have.
So were you technically, like, on a timer? Like an invisible timer?
Yeah, you can think of it like that. If you get 200... So there was, like, a unit counter there on the helicopter. And if you get 250 units away, it auto-fails the mission. And I think there I got about 210. So I was cutting it a little close. Here, there's just another race just to get, again, the rest of the points I need. Swing through here. And this is where getting 2 token there is very nice because it's going to start me up in the next chapter. And you see, I can just keep going the way I was going already. If I didn't get those tokens here, I'd have to stop and go, like, pretty much straight down to the ground from where I am, and then stop into those red buildings on the map, and grab their hideout tokens, which is obviously not ideal to speed. So, into here to chapter 12. Pretty much just heading towards the icon there again. More spear movement.
How many chapters is there in total in the game?
There are 15.
Oh wow, okay, so you're just like tearing through this.
Yeah. Another
That's
glide
awesome.
here to go diagonally over this building and then fall into this alley. I'm going to swing past Peter's house here and then web zip, try to land, grab the token on the balcony above his, and then jump off and climb in. Which is a little bit harder than it looks. And then from here, this movement is a little bit strange. Because, normally, Spider-Man's at his best when, you're just chilling, you're going a straight line, but here I'm going diagonal over buildings and roads, and I have to set up a lot of glides to kind of make up that distance here. Going to land here and go for a specific frame-perfect swing boost here to launch myself up, which will allow me to web zip into the trigger for the next Black Cat chase, which is the last true Black Cat chase that we're going to be doing, and also probably the hardest. So I'm starting, I need to get 5 tokens here? Wow, that's a lot. I never thought about that. I've already gotten 2.
Still, I was a little
I'm meeting up with
distracted
Kat,
at the time.
again sticking as close as possible to her to try to save the frames, so she rubber bands, and then meeting up here, and then I'm going to diverge here, and here's the scary part. If I'm too slow here getting these 2 tokens in this construction site, I can very easily fail. So I'm wall sprinting up here, we're good. That wall sprint is the scary part, because one fully charged jump with the wall sprint won't get you enough distance to make it all the way up to that token. So you kind of have to reset your wall sprint and try it again, which if you don't know what you're doing will just completely send you in the wrong direction, and then you'll most likely fail, because Cat is actually pretty fast there for once. Yeah, the rest of this isn't too bad after that. I'm just kind of sticking along with her movements. There's going to be a couple points where I diverge to grab some hideout tokens.
Wait, did you already grab the 5 that you needed?
I grabbed... Oh, wait, I need 6, actually, so I need 2 more. I've grabbed 4.
Okay. Okay, it's okay, perfect.
I don't think of
I
it
was
in
like, wait, I
terms
think
of
you missed
numbers.
one.
It's strange. That was just the scary part. See, I'm grabbing one here, and then I go up. There's actually 7 tokens. Wow, I keep forgetting. Because there's a skyscraper token. I don't know if this building really counts as a skyscraper. It's not that tall, but there's a token right here that I'm going to grab. And then there's one more after this. They just really go so fast. I've never thought about how many there were. Meet up with Kat there just to hopefully save a couple frames. And then swing down to, go to the disco. Have some get your groove on before moving on. And then jump down here to end the chase. And here is the actual scariest part of this run in a marathon setting is shocker skip. I have a backup save for this, but I'm going to be trying to maneuver around a very specific cutscene trigger to skip an entire boss fight here. So let me just set this up. Perfect. Okay, I stressed way too much about that. We got it. So here, Shocker's AI isn't active, so I can just beat him up. That's 2 combos. I'm going to be doing 5. That's 3, 4, 5, and then 1 spinning kick. And that gets him to just enough health to where when I start the boss fight, he is within 1 aerial combo away, and he's dead. That's like a 2.5 minute boss fight out of the way. And the reason that I have to trigger the boss fight and catch him like that out of the air is because if you kill him before the boss fight, it's off locks. Like it'll start the fight, and the cutscene will just zoom in on his unconscious body ragdolling on the ground, and then you can't progress the game.
But so what caused his AI to not activate?
I didn't hit the cutscene trigger, so I didn't trigger his AI or the boss fight. So because of that, yeah, I was just able to hit him there. This is the last pit stop at the shop here, grabbing the final swing speed upgrade. I'm now at swing speed 6 compared to 0 at the start of the run. This is about as fast as I'm going to be going for the rest of the run. And move. That isn't the last time we're going to be seeing Shocker, and it isn't the last time we're going to be skipping his boss fight. So Shocker.
Poor Shocker.
Yeah, Shocker. I mean, it's kind of in character to like the actual character of Shocker to just kind of get bullied a little bit
I
by
was gonna
Spider-Man.
say he just gets bullied. Yeah.
But we'll get to that actually pretty soon because we are in chapter 13 now, which is where that takes place. But first, we're gonna stop by the Daily Bugle and get another assignment. You know, there's some helicopter they need pictures taken care of. But as you'll see soon, we're not going to actually end up doing that. Do some movement here to kind of move diagonally through here because we were kind of interrupted here as some man runs through the streets screaming about aliens at the Speedy Mart, which were coincidentally right here. How about that?
Of course.
And then the epic Mysterio boss fight, he has 3 health bars, he's dead. That is just how the game is. He's a total joke boss fight. That's the last time we'll be seeing him. You just hit him once and he falls over.
What? But why?
It's a joke. It's literally a joke.
Oh, okay.
They're just like, if I had waited, you would have gotten to see all of his health bars fill up slowly over time. But you actually don't even have to hit him. Is the fun part. It just checks to see if you pressed the attack button near him, so you can be in some other animation, like a dodge or something, and just press attack, and he'll just fall over like he got hit.
What did I ever do to James?
Like, so far, every boss just gets bullied.
Yeah, I mean,
real.
I got bullied a little bit by the bank boss fight, and Doc Ock is constantly a threat. But anyways, we're into another Black Cat chase. I don't want to do it. I don't know, but I'm done with Black Cat. Let's just skip it. So I'm gonna clip into the Daily Bugle, which breaks her AI and the entire chase. So once I leave, I'm no longer constricted to failing a mission when I'm too far away. You can see she just kind of fell to the ground and gave up. And now, fortunately, the trigger to end the chase is still active all the way at the end. So I'm just gonna be going there and grabbing a few tokens on the way.
And there's no like time constraint at all.
No.
Like you can just kind of free roam right now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Grab that token. And I'm gonna be grabbing another one at the hideout down the road here. Here, this one's always a little tricky. They put it in a really weird spot. Diagonal swing, fall over here. Then there's another one. Like, try to swing and land up and grab this one here. Specific angle jump. Oh, I actually got it. That's really hard to hit. That specific jump to kind of jump off the bottom of the bridge at a good angle. And the end of the trigger is right here. Black Cat's there. I guess she's just kind of pretending she was there the whole time. And now we're going into Shocker Skip 2. So I'm going to be jumping over here and concentrating for a moment. Amazing. Just crawl over there. It's a little bit trickier than it looks, but if you crawl over with the right timing, you won't trigger the cutscene.
Still about as subtle as a train wreck, aren't you?
So I do a bit of damage. I'm actually being a little bit light on the damage this time because I break... As long as I get to a certain health threshold here, I break his AI, so I don't need to get that close to death. For some reason, like, I think it's because the boss fight normally... That's a 5-minute boss fight, by the way. That's the longest boss fight in the game if you don't skip it, by far. So it's very good that exists. I actually think that I would not be running this game if that skip didn't exist. But... It's very nice to just be able to skip that, but because the boss fight works in phases, I can just kind of skip to the final phase, and I think it expects him to be in the center of the room, so moving him away from the center there just kind of broke his AI.
Is he the only boss where you can just like shut down their AI every time?
Yes, I think so. Definitely the only... The funny thing is, Shocker Skip is old. It is like older than speedrunning for this game. Like, there's a video from 2008 on YouTube, and in that video, they're like, this has been known about for years, but I just wanted to make a video. And I'm like, how did people find this in like 2004? Anyways, moving on to this alley fight. Went for a hero punch there, it got blocked. Sometimes that happens, so I'm just going to be beating them up with the standard aerial combos. Save Mary Jane. And finally get a health drop. after all these years. Really, really important that that's there, because the actual hardest fight, probably, I don't know, the hardest not boss fight in the game is coming up real soon. We have to meet up with Cat one time. Fortunately, it is not a cat chase, it is a race. So Cat is racing us to get to the end, and I think she doesn't know what she's in for. Oh, never mind. Maybe she does know what she's in for. I went for a glide there, but I accidentally held back too far, which caused me to swing backwards instead of lurch forwards with momentum. But, no worries, we're way ahead of her. It does actually rubber band her a little bit here, so she is keeping up better than you would think. Swing around through here, boost, and right to the end. It's important that I win that race, because it gives you 500 hero points for winning, that I would have to make up otherwise. But because of that, it's not really going to be an issue. But now we're into this fight, which can go pretty wrong. There's snipers here, take them out. These robot mech suits are notoriously hard to deal with. I'm going to be kind of chilling at their back and doing a hero punch uppercut string. Sometimes that happens. And you gotta finish them off. There's 2 more here and another sniper. Gonna most importantly start with the sniper. If these snipers hit you, they just straight up do 1/3 of your health per shot. This guy is back here. I don't really want to deal with him here, so I'm gonna try to like hit him behind the wall here so that I'm not getting shot at the whole time. But he's being stubborn. There we go, we got him. And now this is a little tricky of a situation. Pretty low health. Just trying to let them shoot each other in this situation, and then get behind this last guy to hero punch uppercut again.
At least it was.
And then, because I'm at such low health, I'm going to be mixing up my strategy here. Normally, I would actually start jumping into the water here, believe it or not, to skip some dialogue. But because of my low health, I'm going to be a little safe. And while Spider-Man is talking about not being sure what to do with his life, which, you know, and there, buddy, I'm going to stop by the shop and buy some health.
That was so stressful. I was like on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, that fight is scary. If I had maybe like 10 or 20% more health, I'd feel comfortable going through with it, but I do not have any health drops for the rest of the game. So right now I'm just waiting for him to realize he needs to talk to Black Cat, and then she will spawn right like 2 inches away from where I'm standing right now.
Maybe I can
in like 5 seconds.
I should try
Anytime now, Black Cat.
Come on. There you go. And then we basically break up with Black Cat, and we're gonna go confess to Mary Jane, even though she's engaged. Is the next plan. So I'm swinging through here. Gonna dip a little bit to the left. Specifically right here. Yeah, I specifically, I've been doing this is like the most recent thing that I've added to the run, is that glide off the Daily Bugle. For some reason, that side of the Daily Bugle you just can't swing off of, but you can try to, which lets me glide, and I don't know why. And we're there. There's going to be another section where Peter's just kind of talking to himself, because we got, you know, Mary Jane was like, I'm engaged. This is a really bad time to confess your feelings for me. We got turned down, so he's gonna like beat himself up over that, and I'm gonna grab some the final points that I really need to progress to the final chapter of the game during that. And once he's done talking, it's gonna warp us like that. And once this cutscene and notoriously long loading screen is done, we will be at the end game.
Yeah. Harry's been a much better friend than
Goes quite fast.
I'm not good for MJ anyway.
Try to get myself in a good position. Yeah, that's fine. Sometimes if you're too low here at the start of this chapter, it can be kind of annoying to get the start here. But now we are going back to Peter's apartment, and we're gonna go for a glide over these trees, because swinging off them is really annoying.
Can I just butt in with a quick donation?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so we just got $20 from Mama CJ. I love you, Mama CJ. She says, cool run. Awesome runner commentary. Great to hear your voice, Crunchy. Raise that bar to save the children. Thank you so much. That brings us up to $37.80, guys. So we're just $20 away from me not losing my job.
Let's go.
We're almost there. $3,800 is make it happen, people.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so there all I did was hit a cutscene trigger. And then where we saw on our answering machine, Mary Jane was just like, alright, let's talk about this. I don't want this to be awkward. So we're going to, again, go to a meeting where nothing bad's going to happen. You know, it's just going to be like a casual coffee date. You know, oh, Mary Jane has been kidnapped. Alright, let's go get her. So now I'm heading towards the first of a couple Doc Ock boss fights. This one takes place on the train. This movement through the city. I need to.
Spider-Man just have anything normal happen to his life.
I mean, that's kind of the theme. Just nothing
Yeah,
bad.
you're right.
Nothing good happens to this man.
So unfortunate. He can't even have a coffee in peace.
Yeah. Took kind of a weird path, but I'm meeting up with this building and try to glide off of that. That's a really hard glide to hit, so I missed it. Then I'm gonna line up here, try to glide over all these buildings, swing off this one, and into the trigger. And this fight can go pretty good or pretty bad. We'll see how Doc Ock is thinking. If it goes well, I don't even need to interact with him. I can just kind of hit him a bunch. So we go into slow motion. Dodge his attack. Hit him with these aerial combos. He kind of sent me back. And dodge again. And okay, that went fine. That's a 0 cycle, so I didn't have to web him up at all to deal with him. It could go faster if he didn't go for all those attacks, but I am not complaining about that at all. Now for some reason here, it like has to reload the whole world before it sends you in there, so that's why I waited there, because it would have teleported me back.
So did you kill him?
I beat him up and then he left with Mary Jane. So now he's at this warehouse here. So I'm going to head there and into a section where I have to turn off a bunch of switches, which my movement has to be pretty precise here to not get Shrek'd. We'll see how that goes. Start off.
That's one.
Wall sprint up the wall and dodge while I'm wall sprinting to avoid the swing. Hit the thing and get over here before this thing. Yeah, if that touches me, I just go flying. Ooh, he almost caught up with me there. Hit this. Jump up here. Another switch here, and then get in just in time before the next pulse. Switch here. The web zip to get up here. Oh, he's right there. That's a little scary. And then, okay, into that. That's the hard cycle. There's like a super hard cycle, but that's the hard cycle that is really important to hit. And then finally a scary jump. If I fall in the water, I have to do this again. Just a little web zip to make it up there. And we're into the final boss. So time will be as soon as the screen goes black after the final hit. And I'm going to start by webbing him up.
Miserable creature.
2,
Stand still.
3, 4, and then we'll try to loop him with these ground combos if I can actually get into it. There we go. So he's gonna try to grab me again, and I'm gonna dodge and then just go into another combo. Grab, dodge, and if it goes right, this will kill him. Need one more. That time.
Let's go.
That went really well, that boss fight. He can grab you and get out of that at any time.
Dude, that whole run was awesome.
Thank you.
Would you say everything went smoothly? Like, I guess it's harder for us to tell from the outside.
The
but...
bank went a little rough. The bank was definitely a little rough. I would have liked to, because you can kill him in the bank in like a second and a half there. But what was my final time?
I mean, it might be a little off due to some delay, but what we have here is 57:46.
That's really good for marathon. I was hoping to. I wanted to make sure I got under like 59 or an hour.
Right. Well, that's what you were telling me before. Yeah. So I mean, I guess everything went smoothly then. You went well. I won't say way, but
the important things for me was hitting Shocker Skip 1 and Shocker Skip 2 and not crashing in Chapter 8, and all those went to plan.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was.
You didn't have to use any backup saves, so that's
I had 3. This gives you 3 save files, and I have all of them ready for contingencies.
Just in case. Just wait.
I didn't have to use any of them.
Well, that was a great run, man.
Thank you.
Sorry I didn't tell you, MJ.
Let me get the in-game time real quick here.
Is that normally what you would go off of, like for?
No, it's you can list it on the leaderboards. It doesn't really matter, but it's just something we keep track of just in case. That's a sub 55 in game. That's quite good. Yeah, thank you for having me. That's pretty much it. If you're interested in this run, check out the leaderboard and the Spider-Man speedrunning Discord. That's pretty much all I got. Thank you for watching.